everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Whitney, and today we are back at it again with another writer's scope. So today we are going to be talking about something different. It's very interesting, and I thought that this particular email is, something that needs to be talked about. So like always, I am going to put it on the corner of the screen and we're going to read this thing together. Don't forget, for those who don't know what a writer's scope is, you guys send whatever problems that you have, no matter what, send it to my email is on the screen. And if you don't see it on the screen, or if you all of a sudden forget throughout this video, it's definitely down in the description box below. You send whatever advice that you need to me, to my email, and I will definitely do the best that I can to give you the best advice and also to feature it in my next video. So as the email comes on the screen, let's talk about this. Request for advice. I have to admit that I've never emailed a YouTuber for advice before, but I thought reaching out to an unbiased source might help. I recently began a part-time job that is somewhat related to my major. I was very grateful for the opportunity and eager to start. On my first day, I found out that a woman who bullied me in high school is employed there and that I may have to work directly with her. The bullying became physical during our senior year and eventually led to an incident that bordered on sexual abuse. She actually tugged on my pubic hair in the showers after volleyball. She did face some consequences for her actions, but nothing very serious. I thought that I would never see her again, so as you can imagine, it was quite a shock. When I first faced her at work, she acted like she didn't know me, but then later in the day casually mentioned that she thought we might have gone to high school together. Just to clarify, it wasn't all that long ago. We're in our early 20s. I don't know if I'd be able to control my emotions if I had to work on a project with her. I definitely don't want to create any unnecessarily drama or conflict at work, especially since I'm the new person. I greatly appreciate your thoughts, and if you happen to choose my email for a video response, I'd prefer to remain anonymous. That's another key point I just want to mention before we dive into this email. It's automatically anonymous, you guys. So unless you tell me that you want your name to be shared, then I will say it. So, Jesus. So as we're reading this, I've come up with 3 options for you, right? And so let's just, break this down piece by piece. So you finally gotten a part-time job that is somewhat related to your major, and that's amazing, right? Because the more experience the better. So you're like completely excited about this great opportunity, and I'm sure you are eager to start. Like, this is amazing, right? And so on your first day, you found out that a woman who bullied me in high school is employed there and that I may have to work directly with her. And then this was physical bullying to the point to where she was pulling your pubic hair in volleyball. That's in the showers, and she did face consequences, but nothing very serious. Okay, let's talk about that. I know that this is something very, very traumatic for anybody to go through. Like, I honestly, I am so sorry for everything that woman put you through, because I cannot imagine what that would kind of feel like, to have someone invade your personal space and to pull your pubic hair. Like, what the hell? Like, who do you think you are, right? But it's just like, I'm so sorry it got to that extent and it got physical, and I'm sorry that your school didn't do much about it. This is hard because it's like you have not a balance here, but you have 2 things standing in your way, right? You have the fear of this woman and you have the memories of this woman, right? And you have this great job opportunity that's part-time, and like, it definitely is related to your major, so you don't want to disrupt that in any possible way. She mentions that, like, oh, what'd she say? She acted like she didn't know you, but then later in the day casually mentioned that she thought we might have gone to high school together. I don't know if, okay, so me personally, I don't have that great of a memory, but I'm also very aware of who I went to high school with because I was with them for 4 years. So like, it's kind of hard for me to believe that she doesn't remember you, especially if she was all up in your face all the time. You feel me? Like, I feel like she knows who you are, because nobody, like, I can't see somebody who literally bullied somebody all the time to forget about them. Like, they may have forgotten what they've done like all the time, but like, that face and you know who that person is. I'm going to give you a few options. And I'm also going to put a poll on the screen to see what everyone else says, because I'm going to be honest with you, okay? Like, I don't want to tell you like you need to do this, that, and the third, and then that's automatically going to work. So I'm going to give you options, whatever you're most comfortable with, because this is a very heavy topic. And I'm not going to say like these are the most valuable decisions that you have to make, like you have to choose one of my options, but I'm going to help you get options just so we can kind of see the direction that we can go, right? Does that make sense? For one, I want to give you the option to potentially get closure from this woman, and I want you to present to her like in the most calmest way possible, because we don't know if this person has changed, right? And I don't want to give this person the benefit of the doubt, but like, if I was made to be the same person I was a long time ago, like the same mistakes that I made, if someone was to still look at me back in the day for the mistakes that I've done, like I would hate that, you know, for sure, because I'm definitely not the same person that I used to be, like even a year ago. So I want to say to get closure from her, and I want you to say, pull her aside, definitely, like talk to her maybe in the bathroom, maybe talk to her like when your bosses aren't around, or like before like work actually starts, go to her and say, hi, I know you may not fully remember me, but in high school you were this person to me, and I want you to kind of remind her what she did to you, because for her to forget is kind of insulting to me, because it's kind of like you will remember her for the rest of your life and she forgot. Like, you were a terrible person to me. I never got an apology. I never got any type of closure. Like, this is hindering me up into my 20s, and high school was like a couple years ago. So it's not fair to you that like, oh, she can just forget about it, but you have this on, like, you have those memories for as long as they would be there, you know what I mean? So I think like you can't approach her like angry, because you're not gonna get anywhere, right? She seems like a very dominant person for someone to come at you, bully you obviously, and like come into your personal space. So she seems like a dominant person, and if you come at her dominant, it doesn't sound like she would react well to dominance, right? And I'm not telling you to be submissive, I'm telling you to be strong-willed. Like, don't let her push you around when you're coming to her for closure. But also, I don't know if I want you to do this around a multitude of people. Like, I want you to be able to talk to her and to be not fully vulnerable with her, because it's not like you're releasing new information. It'll be a trigger, right? So like she may react in different ways. She may react angry, she may react negatively, and you have to be prepared for that. But you also have to be prepared just in case she reacts positively, in case she apologizes, or even like if she says, okay, I will stay out of your way, right? So what I want you to do is I want you to remind her what she did to you. I want you to tell her what that has done to you, right? Like, tell her, when I say the first point, like remind her what she did to you, I'm saying like tell her what you just told me, right? Like, back in high school, you were really mean to me. Like, you were a bully, and you got consequences for that if you don't remember, because you did this at the volleyball shower rooms or wherever it was, right? And so like, and then you will go to the next step and tell her what that has done. That has really hurt me for the long run, and I still think about those times. So I am very uncomfortable working in this place with you. The key thing that I want you to do, right, like the third thing that I want you to do is to set boundaries, and these are literally whatever you want them to be. So if you don't want any interaction with her at all, say, listen, like, you tell her what she did, what that has done to you, and be like, I want to set some boundaries because I want to work here. This is going to be great for my career forward, and I'm not trying to make you lose your job, you know? And so you say to her, like, okay, so these are the boundaries that I would love to set with you if you're willing to cooperate. Like, I don't want to work with you in any group meetings. I don't want any like interactions with you, like very little if possible. And also, we can be cordial. We can say good morning if we want to, if not. But also, like, I don't want the unnecessary niceness. Like, I don't want to feel obligated to talk to you just because you're in my presence. Like, I don't want any sort of interaction with you unless it's forced upon me in work. But even then, just know that I'm going to talk to my superiors about this and let them know that I am uncomfortable working with you in any manner and see if that is okay. That's what I want you to say, right? But also tailor it into a way that works for whatever boundaries you want to set. And I'm only offering this option because if you're that person to go confront people, like not, aggressively, but if you're the type of person to say like, hey, I really didn't like that you did that, then this is why this option is presented. Because you can come to somebody and you can come to them correct and just tell them not to do something like that ever again, or don't like to let them know where you stand, right? And that will definitely help you in the future. If she reacts negatively and she's just like, oh, I'm gonna do that to you again if you get in my way, go to your superiors. 1000% say, okay, thank you. And don't even tell her, like if she reacts like that, don't even tell her that you're gonna go to the superiors. Just go, because that's rude, that's dangerous, and now your life is in danger. Now your whole comfortability is in danger, and now you feel threatened at your workplace, right? Like nobody wants that. And I don't want that for you. The second option is to not even speak to her at all and just simply tell your superiors, right? I know you just got a job there and you're eager to start and it's very uncomfortable, but what you can do is go to your superior and say, you not to divulge a lot of information. Like if they ask for it, if you're comfortable for it, by all means. But like also I want you to be careful with how much information you're going to deliver to people, because I don't want them to end up bullying you or making fun of you for what happened in the past. So like that's just me. I'm very careful with the information that I share. And if you're that way as well, then you can see where I'm coming from, right? So go to your superiors, say, hey, so and so, or be like, let's see. You can go to them and say, I just wanted to say from the beginning, I am very excited to start working here and I cannot wait for whatever projects that you have to put me on, but I wanted to give a disclosure that this character, say her name is Sally Mae. Sally Mae and I actually went to high school together, but it was very uncomfortable for me because she was a bully to me, and I'm not trying to hinder her job in any way. I'm just telling you that I am very uncomfortable working with this particular character. So if it's okay for me to say this, I would love to not be put on any projects with this person unless I absolutely have to. I believe that I will work to the best of my ability, like to my top tier on everything that I do. You cannot, like you can say like you will guarantee to get the best work out of me all the time, no matter what. But in order for my comfortability and also for me not to feel like I'm going backwards or going back to those high school times, I would love it if it's okay for me to request to not work with this person. And you don't have to, you can say you don't have to schedule me outside of her schedule either, because like walking through the halls is fine. It's just being on a project with her and working solely with this person will definitely hinder my comfortability and my able to focus. Don't say your ability to focus, because I don't want to tarnish, like, because you got the interview and obviously they saw something in you, right? Like, oh, you're able to work without any distractions, right? Like that person is going to be a distraction. So in order for you to eliminate all the distractions, you can be like, I just would love it if it's okay for me to not work with this person. And I think that's fair to ask. It just matters on your delivery. You have to focus on your delivery to that superior, but also I want you to gauge them first and to make sure that they're on your side. Like when I say that, I want to say that they're not the rude type of supervisors that are like, you're going to have to get over it, okay? So when you go to work, don't mention that on your first day unless they say, do you have any reservations about working here? Like if a question like that arises, then you can present yeah, I kind of do, because there was someone who was very influential in my past and they were influential negatively, and I would love it if I could, work on all the projects that I can if it does not include this person, And I feel like that's fair. I personally believe that that's fair. And if you get put on a project with that person, like say that person is bullying you at work too, you can always go to HR. But I don't want you to think that I'm saying that to just be like, oh, just suck it up and go to HR. That's not what I'm saying at all. Okay, I just want to put that out there. That's not what I'm saying at all. And lastly, I really don't want to give you this option because I don't think it's fair, because you just got the job. But I want you to give it time, right? I want you to be able to see how comfortable you get in the environment. And after you've tried option 1 or option 2, or maybe even both, right? Like if you end up not wanting to do any of the options and you're just going to see how you feel, like even if you work on projects with her, you're just going to see how you feel, and it doesn't work out, you can always quit. I don't want you to do that because this is working through your major, and also I don't want you to feel defeated by this person at all, right? But the number one thing here that we need to focus on is your mental health, is your emotional stability, and how you're going to get through it in the future. And if quitting is the best option, then I say to go for that. I say to quit as soon as possible, as soon as you can, so that way you do not put yourself in harm's way, and you're not in harm's way. Does that make sense? So hopefully I helped you out today. Hopefully I went as deep as I could. I know that I want to give you an answer that will make everything go away and everything be 100% better, but I want to be honest with you. I want to be transparent. I definitely would not know what to do in this situation, because I would be like, dang, I really don't want to quit this job, but like, I don't want to be around this person at all, and this is supposed to help with my future. I know for me, like, I personally would keep going there every single day, but that's also like could be harmful in some ways as well. But I would also, me personally, I would do both option 1 and option 2. I would first go talk to her, see what type of vibe I've gotten, and then I would wait it out, right? Like, I would do option 1. If it was positive, then I wouldn't need to go to the superiors at all, right? And so I would kind of wait to see if she was real about it or if she was fake. And if she turned out fake, going to the superiors 1000%. Or like, even if she reacted negatively in the talk, like in option 1, I would tell her, okay, well, I'm just gonna let the superiors know, and you can do whatever you want, but just know that you're not going to interact with me. That's it. Like, and then you don't even have to keep it a long conversation. Just tell her point A, point B, this is what I need, and that's all I ask from you. Like, you don't have to do nothing else but to leave me alone. And also, option 2 doesn't have to be long at all. It doesn't have to be a long talk. It's just something in their ear, because if something happened to you and you didn't tell them, the first thing they're going to say is, why didn't you tell me about this before you started working on all these projects, right? And then they're going to try to, well, I'm not going to say they're going to try to turn it on you, but like, that could be like a defense mechanism that they use. I want you to be able to cross all your T's, check all your P's and Q's before anything, you know, occurs. And if something occurs, then it will be definitely their fault, not yours. And man, like, this sucks, because I don't want you in that sort of situation at all. I really don't. So if you think the best way for you to be completely healthy, if you can't do option 1 or 2, then it's probably best for you to leave the employment. And that's sad, because I don't want you to. I want you to keep going forward. You know, I want you to have that job in your career, because it's great. It's great experience, and I'm proud of you. That's awesome. Thank you guys for tuning in for this episode of A Writer's Scope. It was very, very interesting. Thank you for writing to me. If you would like to send me an email updating on whatever that you have to do for your job, or anything like what you have done or what option you chose, either email me back or leave it down in the comments below. Whoa, if you want to, well, you said you wanted to remain anonymous, so don't leave it in the comments, but send it to my email. And everyone else, let her know what she should do, right? I say that she should do both options 1 and 2, but if you don't think so, leave it down. If I didn't mention an option, leave it down in the comments down below, but also put it up in the polls, vote. Okay, let's see what she should do, right? Let's do this together. Let's help our girl out. And don't forget, if you have any problems that you have that you would like for me to share my advice on, don't forget to send it to my email. I would definitely keep everyone anonymous. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on your post notifications so you never miss when I post a new video. I post Moving Up Mondays every Monday mornings. I also post random videos on Wednesdays, and I generally post vlogs on Saturdays. So I'm excited to get involved with you guys and to communicate. Let's talk. Let's start conversations, people. All right, I'll see you next week. Thanks.